Situation we're watching between Russia and Ukraine. The ceasefire in eastern Ukraine is showing more signs of unraveling. Ukrainian forces reportedly delaying their drawback following a deadly bombing in the country's second largest city. This appears to be just the latest in a series of violations of the ceasefire that is only a week old, provoking harsh criticism from Senator John McCain.
The Ukrainians aren't asking for American boots on the ground. That's not the question here. They're asking for weapons to defend themselves, and they are being slaughtered, and their military is being shattered. This is a shameful chapter. I'm ashamed of my country, I'm ashamed of my president, and I'm ashamed of myself that I haven't done more to help these people. It is really, really heartbreaking.
Pete Hegseth, the CEO of Concerned Veterans for America and a Fox News contributor. Pete, good morning to you in Florida today.
Good morning.
Escaping that Minnesota chill. Listen, what Senator McCain is saying is that Vladimir Putin has not paid any price.
Well, that's right. And these are not loose words from Senator McCain. This is not one who impugns others on national security matters lightly. He defended President Obama when he was a candidate in 2008 saying we shouldn't impugn people. He's saying this because very specifically America has not led and has not done what it needs to do to prevent an aggressive Russia from exerting its will on a vulnerable Ukraine. And instead of sending them defensive weapons, we're not even talking about boots on the ground. Instead of sending defensive weapons, we send them meals ready to eat, hoping that they can, I don't know, throw them at Russian tanks as they approach. This is a continually deteriorating situation. Vladimir Putin exploits ceasefires to gain more territory, and it is shameful. And, you know, John McCain isn't just saying his country and President Obama. He's pointing at himself, saying and wishing he could have done more. But right now, it's at the White House level, and they seem to be hoping for peace, but not doing what's necessary to defend vulnerable countries.
I think his criticism was more than that. I mean, he was pointing a finger of blame at Europe, too. This is what he said. I believe the German Chancellor and the President of France legitimized for the first time in 70 years the dismemberment of a country in Europe. It is shameful.
He is going at the lack of Western will. You're exactly right. And I should have expanded my comments to begin with, much broader than just the White House. This is the West's unwillingness to stand up for long-time international norms about nation-state and sovereignty. It's happening right on their eastern border, and they seem to be doing really nothing and not standing alongside the Ukrainians and hoping that, you know, Angela Merkel has talked time and time again about giving peace a chance again and again. Well, we've heard those words before, and dictators exploit weak words and use them to advance their tanks. We've seen it throughout history. History is not over, Bill, and our leaders seem to believe that these big questions have been answered, and just another summit, another series of conferences is what's going to confront or stop Putin. That's not it.
Let's get to the why. You have 1 million people displaced, Pete. You have more than 5,000 people dead. Why are we allowing it to continue? Be it the United States, be it Germany, be it France. Why is no one standing up?
The rationale given is that right now they don't want to exacerbate a conflict or a confrontation with Vladimir Putin. But that's precisely why he continues to do what he does. Because we back away, because the West is on our heels and trying to avoid this confrontation, he exploits that very opportunity. So I think the equation has to be flipped completely. And these countries who are worried about a confrontation need to be willing to stand strong and say, we will allow this aggression no further and no longer. That is the only language that Vladimir Putin understands. So these countries want to believe that through negotiation and through reconciliation, these problems can be solved. You're not dealing with someone, Vladimir Putin, who wants to solve them. He wants to exploit them. So a total mindset shift is necessary amongst Western leaders. And right now, the leader of the Western bloc, the United States, is absent from that table.
We had a map up there a moment ago. We'll put it back up for our viewers to see here. You cannot see it on this particular map, but south of Donetsk, there's a town called Mariupol. That's a port city. It is believed that that is what Putin wants next. And based on our discussion, it looks like he'll get it. It's a question of when.
He will get it. It's just like the question of Crimea. He will get it. It's just a matter of when. And when he gets it, he's not going to give it back. And if he does, he's going to use it to extort massive concessions from Western countries. How do we not learn from Crimea and understand that what they're saying are lies? What they're doing on the ground is complete deception. These are Russian-backed elements, and they are acting very, very rationally and strategically to expand their orbit and sphere of influence.
That's a fact. And that's what they've done over the past year. Pete, I've got to run. Pete Hegseth, thank you for your time. We'll speak again very soon.